If you're like millions of folks out there, your morning probably started with a very familiar, quiet little routine. The tightening of that blood pressure cuff on your arm, sitting there waiting for those numbers to finally pop up on the screen, and then reaching for your daily pill bottle. It's a daily effort. And I just want to validate exactly what you're experiencing right now. You are certainly not alone in this. But here's the truth. Some of the most effective blood pressure lowering compounds known to science aren't actually sitting in a pharmacy. They're growing in gardens all over the world, right this very second. So let me be your guide today. But before we step into the garden, I want to plant two little seeds of curiosity for you. First, the 10th and final plant on our list today is a beautiful flowering plant that most people grow purely for its looks. Yet, a landmark clinical trial from Tufts University proved that just 3 cups of its tea daily matches the effects of a low-dose prescription medication. It's incredible. Second, I'm going to reveal a single preparation mistake that completely destroys the blood pressure benefits of the most common plant on this list. It's a mistake most of us make every single morning in our kitchens. So stick with me, because we're going to get to both of those very soon. Let's start with what I like to call the garden hose analogy. Now, before we look at the plants themselves, let's take just a minute to understand the mechanics of blood pressure. And there is absolutely no reason to feel hopeless about this, because the mechanics are actually quite simple to visualize. Think of your blood vessels like a garden hose. When a garden hose is flexible and wide, the water flows through easily, right? And the pressure inside that hose is beautifully low. But when that hose gets stiff over time, or when you pinch it and make it narrow, the pressure inside immediately spikes. Well, that's high blood pressure. Every single plant on our list today is simply a natural tool to help keep your hose wide and flexible. Some of them relax the walls directly, some reduce the stress hormones that pinch the hose closed, and others just calm the nervous system that keeps it tense. Okay, let's look at some everyday kitchen tools you probably already have. Let's kick off our garden tour with the most studied natural blood pressure plant on Earth, and it's probably sitting right there in your kitchen: garlic. It's incredibly easy to grow. You just plant individual cloves in a garden bed or even a container in the autumn, and you harvest full bulbs the following summer. Now, what makes garlic so powerful is a little compound called allicin. Allicin causes vasodilation. Now, let's translate that clinical term. It simply means it relaxes and widens the walls of your blood vessels. It relaxes your garden hose directly. Interestingly, it also gently blocks the exact same enzyme that common ACE inhibitor blood pressure medications target, so it's actively helping you with that daily effort to keep the pressure down. But here is that genuine insider tip I promised you earlier, the single preparation mistake that ruins the whole thing. You see, allicin is incredibly fragile. If you crush your garlic and immediately throw it into a hot pan, the heat destroys almost all of the blood pressure benefit instantly. Poof, gone. So, the absolute secret to saving it? Crush or chop your garlic, and then just leave it alone on the cutting board for exactly 10 minutes. This waiting period allows the allicin to fully form and stabilize. Then, go ahead and add it to your morning food. Our second plant is beetroot. You can easily grow these in a garden bed or a deep container during the spring or autumn. Beets are just packed with dietary nitrates. When you eat them, your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is nature's most powerful tool for directly relaxing and widening that garden hose throughout your entire circulatory system. In fact, clinical studies actually show that drinking just 1 glass of fresh beetroot juice in the morning can meaningfully drop your pressure within just a few hours. Plant number 3 is flaxseed, which grows quickly into slender little plants with beautiful blue flowers in the summer. Flaxseed is really rich in omega-3 fatty acids and plant compounds called lignans. Working together, these nutrients reduce the stiffness of your blood vessels, keeping the hose flexible, and they gently reduce the hormones that naturally want to constrict it. Throwing just 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed into your morning oatmeal is a wonderful, highly protective habit to start. Now, just a brief reminder. We're making great progress through our garden here, but the most beautiful flowering plant on our list, our 10th plant, whose tea literally matches prescription medication in clinical trials, is still waiting for us at the end of the tour. Moving on to calming your nervous system. Let's transition over to plants that fix a stiff hose by addressing your nervous system. Because sometimes your blood pressure is high simply because stress hormones are keeping your blood vessels tightly constricted. Which brings us to our 4th plant, sun-loving lavender. It thrives beautifully in poor, dry soil. Lavender contains a compound called linalool, which actively lowers your stress levels and activates your body's rest and repair state. For those of you whose blood pressure really spikes in the evening after a stressful day, steeping a simple cup of lavender tea allows your blood vessels to finally fully relax. It's just a wonderful way to bring a calm, restful end to your day. There are 4 other magnificent plants that really help relax the system. Plant 5 is hawthorn, which grows as a beautiful tree. It strengthens the heart muscle and dilates your arteries, and you can easily steep its dried berries into a deeply comforting evening tea. Plant 6 is celery, an easy, cool season crop containing thalanides that directly relax the artery walls. You just juice the fresh stalks or chop them into your daily meals. Plant 7 is the olive leaf. From an olive tree you can effortlessly grow right in a warm pot on your patio. It contains olorapine. Now, science calls this a natural calcium channel blocker, but in plain English, that just means it relaxes the smooth muscle in your artery walls, opening the hose up beautifully when you steep the leaves for daily tea. And to make it 8, sweet basil is a perfect windowsill herb with compounds that gently block those tightening pathways when you toss fresh leaves onto your lunch. We're just one step away from our 10th and most powerful plant of the day. But first, the most surprising plant on our tour is coming up next. Plant 9 is motherwort. This is a tall, graceful herb you can grow in partial shade, and it abundantly self-seeds year after year. Motherwort is specifically for people whose blood pressure monitor spikes the very moment they feel anxious or stressed. Steeped as a bitter but highly effective tea, it goes straight to work calming the nervous system, settling the heart rate, and unwinding that nervous tension that pinches your blood vessels closed. Which brings us to the Tufts University breakthrough. And here we are. The 10th plant, the one I promised you from the very beginning, Hibiscus sebderifa, also known as roselle. Most people grow this tropical plant in warm pots on sunny porches purely for its stunning deep red beauty. They have absolutely no idea what kind of power it actually contains. A landmark clinical trial conducted at Tufts University looked very closely at this beautiful plant, and what they found was astounding. Drinking just 3 cups of this deep red tea daily reduced systolic blood pressure by 7.2 millimeters of mercury. To put that into perspective for you, that is a reduction equivalent to the effect of a low-dose ACE inhibitor medication. The deep red pigments in the plant, called anthocyanins, act as natural ACE inhibitors, meaning they directly reduce the hormones that constantly try to constrict and pinch your garden hose. And it's incredibly easy to make. You just harvest the fleshy base of the flower, dry it out, and steep it in hot water. It makes a tart, absolutely delicious daily tea. You can grow this beautiful tropical plant on a warm patio in the summer almost anywhere. Think about it. The most beautiful plant on your porch may truly be the most powerful thing you can do for your blood pressure every single morning. It brings genuine hope right into your teacup. Let's put this all together into a daily routine. So the crucial point is how we bring this all together. Adding these to your life should be gentle and completely achievable. And please remember, I am framing these as powerful, natural additions to discuss with your doctor, not as replacements for your prescribed medications. Always work with your physician. But here's a calm, simple routine you could try. At 8 a.m., a glass of fresh beetroot juice and some ground flaxseed in your oatmeal. At 8:30, your crushed garlic with your breakfast, remembering to wait that vital 10 minutes. Through the afternoon, enjoy your hibiscus tea, maybe some fresh celery or basil with your lunch. And at 8 p.m., a warm cup of hawthorn or lavender tea to just calm the nervous system down. You can add olive leaf tea daily or motherwort on those particularly stressful days. It should all feel like a comforting, calming addition to your life. Thank you so sincerely for staying with me to the end today. I know your time is immensely valuable. If you found this helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I really would love for you to comment below answering 2 specific questions for me. Which of these 10 plants are you most excited to grow first? And honestly, were you making that garlic preparation mistake before today? I read every single comment. Because ultimately, the most powerful tools for your health might not be waiting at the pharmacy counter, but quietly growing in the soil right outside your door. Take very good care of your heart, and I wish you genuine, lasting health.